Can you introduce about yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Dinesh Deepak. I am from Aklus, Maharashtra. Recently, I graduated from S. D. Patil College of Engineering with 7.10 CGPA. Also, I have 8 months of hands-on experience in automation as well as manual testing. About my skills, Selenium,
Mm-hmm.
Java, Cucumber BDD, TestNG framework, JUnit, as well as I have few knowledge of Jenkins as well.
Okay.
Also, I have completed my hands-on training in Java full stack training
Mm-hmm.
as well as testing.
Okay. So for this 8 months, what have you done?
I, I, I have worked on the automation testing project, sir. In that
Okay.
project, I have to work on the web application testing, sir.
Okay. Which framework did you use?
TestNG framework.
TestNG framework.
Hmm.
Okay. But was it like data-driven or hybrid framework?
Hybrid, sir, hybrid.
Hybrid framework. Okay.
Hmm. TestNG as well as Cucumber BDD, both.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And this one was for web page testing, UI testing.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's good.
How about defect lifecycle?
Yes, I know about defect life cycle.
Okay, tell me that.
So firstly, there are few things in defect life cycle. First is if tester has found this defect, they give that defect to the developer and they call this as a bug. Then
Mm-hmm.
they will call it as a new. After that, they will assign to the some developers. After that, open stage will there. After
Mm-hmm.
that, uh, new fix open. After that, retesting will be there.
Mm.
After that, fixing. If it is not fixed, then it will be go to retesting and it will be closed.
Okay. On what basis we will decide priority and severity of a bug?
Priority and severity. If the priority is high from the developer side, then it should be high priority. And severity is the if the low severity is there from customer side, then it will take some time. Uh,
No,
suppose uh,
on
suppose
what
our
parameters you will decide if the bug is of high priority or high severity?
yes. Suppose for example Amazon page is there. In that Amazon page, some logo is there, Amazon logo.
Hmm.
If that Amazon logo is not looking good, then it should be high priority from the developer side. And in the same Amazon page, in about us page,
Hmm.
it's not looking good. It should be a low priority, low severity, low severity.
Low severity. Why it is low
Hmm.
severity?
It is about us page, so it will not what I say. It will not that important as much as that Amazon logo is important.
Hmm.
Uh,
So about us functionality will not affect any other functionality on the web page.
yes, sir. Yes, yes.
That is why the severity will be low.
Logo. Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Let's move to Java.
Yes.
Right. Uh, what is mean by static keyword? Why do we use it?
Static keyword is basically used for the declaration of global access. If we write static int a is equal to 10, then it will be declared as a globally. Also, it will save the memories. Save the memory.
Which part of memory?
Whole memory. If we can't declare the static keyword, then every time we have to write the class every time. Then it will be it will not save the memory, sir.
So if we declare anything with the static keyword, we can call
Uh,
it with the class name.
yes,
And if you don't do it, then we'll have to create object every time,
yes, yes,
right?
yes, 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 yes.
Okay. And in if we talk about memory allocation, so in which memory static elements will be stored? Is it a stack memory, heap memory? Which one?
Heap memory. Is it okay?
No,
Is it
heap
right?
memory is for non-static elements.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, stack memory where the static elements will get stored. There is a
In stack, in
portion
stack.
static pool area.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, in that area it will get stored.
yes.
Okay. Do you have any idea about OOPS concepts?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me?
There are four pillars of OOPS, sir: abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
What
In
is
inherit-
inheritance?
Inheritance is like a parent-child relationship, like it has a relationship in that single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid inheritance are included. But in that only in which multiple inheritance is supported.
Okay. Multiple inheritance is supported.
Uh,
Multiple or multi-level?
I have confused multi-level or multiple.
What is the difference between both multiple and multi-level?
Multiple two parents are there, and with the help of it we can extend it.
Hmm.
But in multi-levels, in multiple parents and child are there, and we can extend it. And in multi-level, two parents are there. Suppose grandfather and grandmother and son is there, but we can't extend it. We can implement it. Implements.
Implement we use for interfaces, right?
Yes, yes. In that we can use this concept.
Which one? Multiple or multi-level?
I confuse it, sir. Multiple or multi-level. Every time I confuse.
It's multiple. Okay.
Yes.
So multiple is not possible with classes. It is not allowed in the OOPS concept also. But if you talk about interfaces, then multiple interface is possible. Though we don't follow it, but it is possible.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What is the difference between checked and unchecked exceptions?
Check and uncheck. I don't know about that. Check and uncheck.
Okay.
So can you tell me what about the check and uncheck?
So one is compile time exception, another one is runtime exception.
Oh, compile time, yes.
Yeah. So the exceptions which we get at runtime, those are unchecked exceptions.
Uncheck, yes.
And if we get it at the compile time, then we call it as a checked exception.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Any idea about polymorphism?
Yes, sir. It has same name with multiple forms, sir. Suppose one person is there, then they have multiple roles are there. Suppose a person has a father, person has a teacher, like that. It has more than one form.
Okay. Another, there are two types, right? Compile time
Compile time and runtime. Compile time, yes, sir. Compile time and runtime polymorphism, yes, sir.
What is overriding?
Overriding is that
Overloading and overriding.
Overloading is multiple methods have same name with different parameters or arguments. It's called as method overloading. And method overloading means multiple methods have same name with argument names are also same. It's called as method overriding.
So is it applicable for
method overriding is called as runtime polymorphism, and method overloading is called as compile time polymorphism.
Okay. Okay. Now tell me, what are different access specifier we are having in Java?
Public, private, protected, and default.
And what is the difference between them?
Public means it will accessible to all the classes, means all the program that we have written. Private means that only a particular method we can access that private method only.
Private will be class. The scope will be limited to that particular class.
Particular class, yes, sir. And protected, that I don't know the protected, sir. Protected and default.
So protected, it will be limited to package. The scope will be limited to package.
Package. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me, what is the difference between your WebDriver and web element?
WebDriver is basically used to load that particular website, a particular site. And web element means that in that web element we return the find locators. Web element is like suppose login functionality. So web element login. In that we have to write driver.find element. In that by.id like that.
And what about WebDriver?
WebDriver to load the class. To load that website.
Okay. So anything if you want to do related to browser, that will be handled by WebDriver.
WebDriver, yes.
Okay. Because WebDriver driver equals to new Chrome driver or new Firefox driver. We create that instance, right?
Yes.
And web element will be used to handle anything which is present on the web page.
Yes, sir.
Like we are having different locators, we are having web elements, we are having iframes, we are having HTML tables, we are having, right? So to handle that we need web element, and to handle browser we need WebDriver. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me, if I have to handle drop down, how can I do that?
With the help of select class.
How will you do that?
Select class we have to write select, then select is equal to new select. In that column we have to write driver dot find element by.id, whatever it is, we have to give the path, and after that we have to write select dot
path of what?
XPath.
XPath of what?
XPath of that means name, that particular element name, that drop down.
So for drop down, we need to first find out the web element. That web element will be passed into select class.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And after that, yes, sir. After that, you have to write select dot select by visible or select by text. Write that visible by text, visible by index. Right, like that you have to write. And after that, it will be executed.
Okay. Correct. Visible by text.
Visibility by index also.
Select by index.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about if I want to get, I want to give input? How can we do that?
In the drop down.
No, not in the drop down. But let us say, if I want to pass the input at runtime, you want to print something, and I want to give input at the runtime. How can I do that?
Send keys.
Send keys is the method to pass input, right? But that's not at the runtime. That will be passed in your code only.
Yes.
Let us say you have run the code and now it's asking for the input. Have you heard about scanner class?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Scanner is equal to yes, sir. Dot has next event like that. Yes, sir.
For what purpose we use it?
For the input from the user.
Input from the user at runtime.
At runtime. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Scanner.
Okay. Now tell me, what is the difference between get and navigate?
Get means driver dot get. We can immediately go to that particular website, and navigate means that we can go to the next class. Navigate to the next website. Navigate to.
So can we use navigate to launch the website?
Yes, sir.
So there is no difference between get and navigate?
I think so, no, sir. In Navigate 2, we can handle multiple windows also open with the help of Navigate 2. After that, also there is a back option, Navigate dot back,
backward, forward,
forward, like that. Yes, yes.
right? Refresh.
Yes, yes.
So with Navigate 2, we can do backward, forward, and refresh operations. But with Get, we can only launch the website.
Yes, yes.
That is the difference. Okay.
Yes.
The mechanism behind that is when we use a navigate method, it will store the session in cache memory.
Yes, yes.
Okay, because of which we are able to go backward, we are able to go forward. Okay, now tell me, do you know JavaScript Executor?
Yes, sir.
Like if I want to scroll on a web page, how can
Yes,
I do
yes,
that?
yes. We have to firstly write the JavaScript executor JS, whatever objective is equal to, in bracket we have to pass the JavaScript executor, and after that driver. After that, after that we have to write JS dot JavaScript executor in bracket, scroll down by whatever it is, 600, like that, and after that we execute it.
Okay. Is it a correct code?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
JS dot
Execute script.
execute script, sorry, execute script. In that we have to write scroll down by whatever length, horizontal, backward, whatever we have
In
to write.
bracket also window dot scroll by.
Yes, sir. 0 or 600, yes, sir.
In the bracket we have to give dimensions.
Dimension.
Okay. Now you have used TestNG also, right?
Yes.
So what are the different annotations we use in TestNG?
Add test suit, after class, after method, before method, after suit, before suit.
So if I'm using before method, after method, what does that mean?
At every before method, this particular method will be executed, and after method means after every method, this particular method will be executed after every method.
After every method. Now if I want to skip some methods, how can I do that?
With the help of enable is equal to false.
Enable equals to false.
False.
Okay, and what if I have to run the same test case multiple times?
For that we have to create the XML file. In that we have to write the class name, and then we have to run that multiple.
Have you heard of invocation count?
Yes, yes. I heard of it, but I haven't used that. Invocation count is equal to 0, 1, 2, like that.
What does that mean?
Means if we give the count of 2, then that much of time we can execute.
So for 2 times the test will get executed, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about timeout?
That I haven't heard. I only heard about thread.sleep.
Thread.sleep. Okay. Why do we use thread.sleep?
To wait for the particular time, If we want to wait for that certain amount of time, then we can use thread.sleep.
Okay. So before throwing an exception, your script will wait for that amount of time, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and let us say you have executed your suit and there some test cases have failed. Now you have to re-execute those failed test cases. How will you do that?
Failed test cases.
How can we do that?
I don't know if failed test cases.
So whenever you execute your TestNG suite, TestNG failed.xml will get created if test cases have failed.
TestNG failed.xml. Okay.
Now you just have to execute this fail.xml file. You don't have to execute all the suite. Okay. It will only execute the failed test cases in your suite. Okay, now let's talk about BDD. BDD
Yes, sir.
performer. Okay.
Yes.
What is BDD? Tell me.
Behavioral data driven.
Hmm.
For those who don't understand the coding language, for those people, Cucumber BDD is introduced.
Behavioral driven
Data,
development, not data driven.
driven,
Behavioral driven
driven development.
development. Okay. So, how do you write test cases in BDD format?
In that, some keywords are there: Cucumber, feature, scenarios, when, and, given, and then. These
So,
keywords
what
are
is the
there.
difference between feature and scenario?
Features means for statement. Feature means a statement. For which statement we have to, suppose we have to do login functionality. So we can give the name that feature is equal to login functionality.
Okay. And scenario?
A scenario means for which scenario we have to do this particular scenario.
So, scenarios could be positive, could be negative, right?
Yes, sir.
Login with valid credentials, login with invalid
Email
credentials.
definition like that. Yes, sir.
What is the difference between scenario and scenario outline?
In the scenario outline, we can write the like that username and password direct. We can like directly write into that scenario outline. Username, password.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Have you used it?
No, sir. But I know that scenario outline. What
Okay.
it is.
So, scenario outline we basically use for data parameterization.
Yes, sir.
So if you have to test login functionality for multiple data, multiple set of data, right? So do we directly declare a username and password in scenario outline, or how do we do it?
Directly, sir.
Directly.
Username and password.
There is one more keyword we use whenever we have to define username and password. What is that keyword?
In scenario outline, sir.
Yeah.
Uh,
Have you heard of example?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Example, yes. I have
Yeah.
heard.
So in
I
scenario
forget.
outline,
Yes, sir. The example.
we have to pass username and password under example keyword, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh, okay. Have you heard about hooks in BDD?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
If we want to extend our, suppose we have given the functionalities in the page object model. Suppose we have to extend that file. We have to suppose we have right page object model. Then we have to extend with the hooks also.
So in TestNG we are having at the rate before suit, after suit, before method, after method, right?
Yes, yes.
In similar manner, in BDD we are having at the rate before and at the rate after.
After, yes, sir. After
We named it as a hooks.
hooks.
Okay. So if you want execute some of the code before any test or after any test, we can declare that, like launching a browser, opening a particular website, clicking on any particular web element, like that.
Or suppose close the browser.
Close the browser, quit browser, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So yeah, I think we are done with it.
So
Do you
what
have
about
any
feedback?
questions?
Feedback.